Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new edition of the Triple Trio, our weekly look at all things Hong Kong racing and also internationally through the lens of the World Pool with the best form analyst in the business and Clint Hutchison. And the other guy, that guy, is in the Hall of Fame. That's how good of a jockey he was in Raymond Shane Dye. Hutch, great to see you. Keen for another show. Special guest coming up, Vincent Ho.
Yeah, can't wait to talk to Vincent as well. And what a week. We've had a fantastic week that's gone by. Let's hope we can continue that into the new year. So gung hei fat choy to all the viewers, well, everywhere for that matter. But it's a good meeting, actually. It always is a big meeting. All the punters want to get out onto the course at Sha Tin and hopefully turn into the new year with a nice profit. And hopefully we can help you do that. So
Chinese New Year at Sha Tin on Friday. Shane, explain to us how big this meeting is in Hong Kong racing.
It's huge. It's probably the biggest all year. Everyone goes. The turnover's always big and everyone's thinking that the luck of a new year will change for them, don't they, Clint?
They do, and yeah, it is one of the biggest meetings of the year, no doubt about that. You know, don't get too many big holidays in Hong Kong. They have the couple of days off, 2 or 3 days off. So they want to hopefully get the result and make it a prosperous new year. And
the year of the snake.
Yeah, but they get a great crowd at Sha Tin. I mean, some of the bigger numbers through the year you get out to the encore. So let's hope that's the case again.
I'm just making sure you two are okay because you haven't had Wednesday night to analyse and bet into. How are you going to be with just Friday?
Walking the box a little bit, Yeah, I'm ready to get into it, but no, it's a good meeting. But no Wednesday, but there's a Friday. So
how did we go last Sunday? Good result from the subscribers of HUTCHI'S.
Yeah, so we had a good meeting. We bounced back, like I said, a couple of meetings or a few meetings back. Now we had a tough day, but we've had 2 very good meetings since, and that's the nature of the beast a little bit. Like I said, you just got to ride the wave.
Let's check out all the highlights from our team, mainly this guy.
Zach Purton, I think he's got a couple of good winners. He could ride a lot of winners on the weekend. I think Sunlight Power is one of the best of them.
They're all chasing the 1.4 favourite Sunlight Power. They line up for second. Yellowfin out wider, but Sunlight Power beats Yellowfin, Karma and Flaming Rabbits.
And then later on, I think Zach can win on Yung Long Elite, who was very unlucky the other day.
Yung Long Elite with the shades on. Monarch County followed there by Lucky Man. Further out on the track is South Star, but here's a treble on a big day for Zach Purton. It's Yung Long Elite who's bolted up.
Magnifique trialled well the other day. He's a chance.
This is a horse, we've mentioned Magnifique. Gee, I like this trial, Zachy. He's a first starter for those who don't know for David Hall.
It's Magnifique in front with 100 to go. Enjoy Golf is 3/4 of a length away, but he's not going to get Magnifique on debut. Magnificent.
Yeah, great results. All the races we previewed as well. We had the winner there as well. Also, must touch on World Pool over in New Zealand. Congratulations, everyone involved with New Zealand for getting involved with the World Pool. And have a look at that. 82.1 million Hong Kong, 18.6 million New Zealand turnover achieved on just the 3 races. That is quite remarkable and awesome for New Zealand racing industry.
Great to see that turnover continue on through NZ. We were there for the day. We missed you. I mean, you know, a lot of people asking where you were, Richo, and we were disappointed you didn't come along. Maybe next time. But
well, maybe I might get an invite next time.
Well done to New Zealand in general. I mean, that was a great day's racing. Unfortunately, the weather turned a little nasty late, but it didn't dampen the spirits. We had a really good day.
Oh, sounds awesome, mate. I might take that off air. Road to the Hong Kong Derby is really, really important. Of course, Vincent Ho is our special guest. Sweet and Defeat, all the normal files. The Idol as well. And also, Nicole, Purton with Matthew Poon. So I'm looking forward to that. We certainly have a very, very big show. Hong Kong racing is on Friday, and we're going to preview a couple of key races. Let's pick out some races to bet into outside the Classic Mile. We'll do that with Vincent. So race number 4 is the Centenary Vase over 1,800 metres, Group 3.
Yeah, it's a similar lineup to what we got earlier in the season with the Sa Ladies Purse, which is also obviously over the 1,800, and Sid won that race. So I think he was the starting point for me. Stunning Peach and Winning Dragon come out of a similar race. I got them in pretty close to the market, and Chang Cheng Glory is also interesting. It's a very competitive race under the handicap conditions. We'll kick off with this run, and of course it's Winning Dragon and Stunning Peach. I know Zach was a bit disappointed in the run from Stunning Peach, but the bottom line here, he drops 7 kilos in weight. And Shane, I thought he'll just strip fitter. I mean, it was a first up run from him, basically with a month between runs, and he hadn't been overly taxed through that early part of the season either. So I think he's a big improver here.
So do I. Well, he hadn't run for 46 days, and he really didn't have a run first up because he went to the line hard held. I've actually got him on top, Clint. I'm just taking a gamble that he's going to do something, and what we think he can do, he will do with 15 pounds.
Yeah. And with Ensued, I mean, we haven't seen Ensued. I don't mind the preparation with him. Zach Purton rides him as well, of course. This was a good run. You know, the 2000 he prefers, but 1800 is a bit shorter for him. But the advantage he has, Shane, is Zach can probably put him in a spot. Doesn't need to get too far out of his ground.
This was an unbelievable run, you know, he's had 3 quiet trials since then, Clint, and he hasn't been tested, but yeah, he's got to be hard to beat. This horse is racing so well. He's so consistent, this horse. Happy Together it is, Clint.
Yeah, Happy Together. I mean, he was a great horse for us last season. He's risen through the ranks. He's the issue that I've got, and we've seen a lot of the time in some of these domestic group races, you know, they're handicapped both at the sprint level, Richo, and over a journey. Yeah. The handicaps, you know, a lot of their horses coming through with the lighter weights are really quite advantaged, and it shows. I mean, weight, we know weight's not everything, but it really, I think it identifies itself in these types of races where you get to the stakes level. It's hard for a horse like Happy Together. Notwithstanding he's in brilliant form, he can carry weight and he's tough, just gives some of these other horses their opportunity. And like I said, I think it's pretty open. I'm happy to be with Ensued, but Winning Dragon's Flying, Stunning Peach, I think, who's headed towards the Derby is very interesting as well. So
to go to 18 rather than the 16.
There's races shown through the meeting as well, which will, you know, not just the Classic Mile, which will point us towards the Derby. But what were your thoughts and numbers here on the 4th?
Oh, I've got Stunning Peach on top. This will tell you how he's going for the Derby. There's no risk about that. So I've got the 10 on top from Ensued, the 6. And then I thought Last City Blanche went sensational last start at Happy Valley. And he's only got the 124, so he's avoided that big weight here, and I thought he could run a race. But, Clint, I think it's a pretty open race, and there's a few chances in it, like the couple, like Ching and Glory's not going bad, Happy Together, those type of horses.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I got $5 a field. So, yeah, it is pretty open, but hopefully Zach's got a great book of rides, as he did last week, and he's got a good chance there.
And it's worth noting for our audience that don't understand the weight scales, Zach couldn't ride at 115. He wasn't that disappointed with Stunning Peach. He's jumped off. It's more that he has 115.
Can't make the weight.
So 119, I think, is the lowest that Zach's riding throughout the meeting. So that's worth noting, punters who heard our show last week. We move to race number 6. Who do you like?
Yes, another race with a lot of quality here, and the Chinese New Year Cup. So it's a good race. I'm with Young Champion. I may bring him in a little bit more than what I have him at the moment. My first rated or early rated price, as suggested, 320. Drombeg Banner, very interesting with Brittany Wong on board, and that 4.5 kilo claim. Green and White brings the same form behind Patch of Theta. But this was Young Champion. Shane, I thought he was the one to beat. The blinkers go on interestingly because he can fire up. It could backfire with him, but if he runs to this sort of performance behind Ruby Lot, he'll go very close to winning.
Yeah, he will. He's also had a trial since his last start, and he trialled really well with the blinkers. He had every chance this day. He's got a very good chance. He's going to be very, very hard to beat. I like the horse you said, Dromberg Banner. He's got gate 11, which is perfect. She can just come across easy. She doesn't have to push hard. And then she can work the race out. Now, the query in the race is the bottom one, Clint, whether they lead on it, Aurora Lady. Like, if it wants to lead, it leads. But if not, Drumberg Better probably will from Healthy Happy could lead also. Yeah, so there is pace.
Yeah, there is pace. And this day, Drumberg Banner, I think, to the 400 had gone about 7 lengths faster than standard. So he went along. I hope Brittany does ride him aggressively. Green and White's much worse off at the weights, as is Chu Chow Spirit out wide. But it is a key because Pierre Rung's 2 horses, Aurora Lady and Dromberg, hold the key in terms of pace. Of course, Jamie Mellum Of course, with
Formerly
the
known as Jamie
formerly
Carr,
known as
a new name in the form guide for some.
exactly. Look, Aurora Lady, the query's the 1400, and I think the way I envisage the race, Shane, is that Drombeg will lead and Aurora will probably take a sit behind it, and I think that gives Aurora Lady a chance. They're a very interesting runner because Aurora Lady's sort of good performances rate very well, and it should get a nice run too. So I wasn't sure about the 1400. Your thoughts?
I'm not sure about whether it'll run 1400, but it's going to get a good run. Pierre would have worked out which one's going to lead before the race. He's got the two in there, and one of them will be. The other one will take a sit. I think it's a good race. There's some nice horses. I've got Dromberg Banner on top, but I wouldn't be surprised if Young Champion won. And, of course, Green and White. The query with Green and White is he at his mark now, Clint? He might be getting to his mark.
Yeah, well, he ran so well, of course, behind Patchefetta, that race that we highlighted. But the worry is, I mean, whilst you go up in weight, you do get Hugh Bowman, but he goes up 7 kilos. It's a lot of weight. So that's the worry for me. And Aurora Lady, conversely, has been racing extremely well, goes up in grade, but drops the same, well, even more. It's almost up to sort of 9 kilos. It's a lot of weight. So interesting race, the Chinese New Year Cup.
Yeah, and let's hope that Jay Mellon rides as well as Jay Carr, because she was a hard act to follow. So we wish Jamie all the best going over to ride in Hong Kong on Friday. Well, our very special guest is about to join us, Vincent Ho, joining us now. Well, as promised, our star power guest is one of our absolute favourites. We call him a friend of the show in Vincent Ho, who's been good enough to join us. And Vincent, Happy New Year for you. How are you feeling, mate?
Thanks very much. Happy Chinese New Year to everyone. Feeling good. Having nice sunshine here. Just going to visit my family now on the way. So.
Yeah, you have to hand out any red packets at this time of year, Vincent?
Yeah, it's always lovely this time of the year. We get to have a holiday because obviously the track is closed for the first day of Chinese New Year. So everyone gets to have a morning off, and the Chinese boy all go to visit their family, and it's like Christmas for us. So. Yeah.
You're celebrating this year. We're celebrating the year of the snake.
That we are.
Chinese New Year. What animal are you?
I'm a horse, actually.
Oh, who would have thought?
Good on you. So am I, Vincent. I'm a horse also.
Are you a horse,
Yeah.
Golden Boy?
I'm a horse. One quick question.
Okay.
We have to buy presents, of course, in Chinese, and not in Chinese New Year and our Christmas. Do you have to buy presents for the kids and the family and everyone in your Chinese New Year or not? How does it work?
No, we give red pocket. So red pocket is like a lucky charm, but only for married people who will give to single people or to the kids, which I'm not married yet, so I don't have to give red pocket at the moment. I'll take my time.
Well,
That's good.
You receive while you can a little red envelope, a red packet coming from the likes of married people. I think of Casper Founds. Has he looked after you?
Yeah,
have a look at him.
I ride a lot for him, so it's good to have some good luck. So I'm sure he will be generous about it.
This is part of the advertisement that I've seen with the club. A few, even Hazy, they had him in
Really?
the whole get up as well. Looking good.
Magnificent.
Hey, and best of luck for the new year in the Chinese New Year as well, Vincent, because I suppose that probably the last 18 months, really, and certainly the previous years, bit of a topsy-turvy year for you. You had some real highlights and some real lowlights.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a real challenge for me. Obviously, got some Group 1 wins, and also, been injured 3 times the past within the 2 years. So, it's a challenging year for me to be resilient and to learn a lot as well about dealing with injuries and how to come back mentally well, as well as physically. So it's not easy, but it's luckily we have a lot of good resources and a lot of people are helping me. So things pays off.
Without going into a lot of detail, just interested in that comment, Vincent. What you see a sports psychologist? What do you do? Obviously, it's been quite traumatic, those falls that you've had. You have broken your back. So what have you done? More so the mental side rather than the physical?
Yeah, I would say more the mental side, because physical side, it just takes probably 2 months. Luckily, about 2 months to recover. And the mental side is a constant work. And there are a few sports psychologists I visit, back in last January, went to Switzerland and all that. So they have good sports psychologists there. Also seeing one in the US, and they're all very helpful. And using what I've learned to perform again. So no, the mental side is way more difficult for sure.
It's wonderful.
Can I just give you some confidence? In life, in English terms, things come in threes. You've had your 3 falls, so hopefully now it's over.
Thank you. Yeah. More than enough, I'm sure. Thank you.
Let's hope it's over. I mean, maybe a little part of your heart might have been broken as well because you've been missing Golden 60.
No, I mean, it's, of course, we miss him. I miss riding him on the track, to race him on, competing. Wow. But we see him as a completely different horse now, and he's, being so nice and calm to everyone, and I just can't wait to see him again. And I wish him a really good life, and looks really healthy. And I also probably would love to get on him again. I just don't want him to be too bored just staying in the farm. So might get on him and do some equestrian work. Hopefully might jump him one day for some small fences. So let's see. I mean, I don't go as often, obviously, but I'll do my best to try to visit him.
Shane said things come in threes. Well, that's Boombox, a horse you've been riding lately. It's 3 in a row, and what a performance. Can you tell us a little bit about this guy?
Yeah, he's got a great turn of foot and got good temperament, but he can be a bit keen as well. So, the first start, Chris so asked me either, try to get a bit more positive, but I couldn't. So he ended up pulling a bit because I was too positive out the barrier. So the last 2 races, I just said I would be quiet on him, and which he traveled very gentle and show us a great turn of foot as well. So happy with his performance. The last race wasn't easy. Tempo was fast, and the headwind was really strong in the straight. So, and the time wasn't as fast for the whole day. But he still improved from his last run. So we're confident in him, and Chris is planning either should we go 1400 or keep him 12, because he's a horse that also can step up in the future, but we'll have to discuss if it's the right time or not.
The Hong Kong Classic Mile, of course, leg 1 of the 4-year-old series, and it is, of course, an important step for the road to the Hong Kong Derby.
Now, the Classic Mile's always a race, as we know, that is very important. The Classic Cup can throw up a funny result, but usually you get a good guide here. Now, Cap Ferrat's had 1 run in Hong Kong. He finished second behind Mickley. We'll look at that in a moment. I've got him marked second favourite. But you had that one run, and then obviously Francis put him away. He's had a trial. Tell us about this run, because he presented to win. It was a fantastic effort with the weight.
Yeah, he is a lovely horse, first of all. And but in the race, even morning track where he tend to lay in a little bit, and which he did on top of the straight, which a little bit hard for me to pull out. But then I think because it's the first time he ran in Sha-Tin, so he is looking around a little bit when he got cleared. And he ended up hanging out, looking at the screen afterwards. So I think that cost us a little bit of the margin, but I don't know if we would beat Mickley. If he runs straight, he might have a better chance of it. If he is second or third start after, not as green as the first start, he might have run better because he would have been more focused. So, I mean, this is his second run, and the prep was happy. We had some nice trials, and he still maintained, and if not maintained, it would be better. I liked his trials, and all his behavior seems more mature and get used to Hong Kong racing.
Yeah, well, the advantage he's got, of course, Richo's that rating as well. He's sort of basically already in the lineup as well. But we know he's formed from Australia, Vince. I'm not sure if you know, but he was placed in a stakes race in Sydney behind the likes of Chow Wolf, of course, and Riff Rocket, who's no longer, unfortunately, with us. But that's premium form, Richo.
Yeah, in fact, in many ways, Vincent, what we'll see, the best of him is 2,000 metres plus.
Yeah.
So if he stays at the mile here and you can continue with that sharpness, I'm sure 2,000's the go for him.
Yeah, I mean, Francis and I thought 18 and 2,000 would be even better for him. The mile, still, it could be a bit tough because other Hong Kong horses in the mile is also doing very well. Some coming from 14 and that. So, the mile wouldn't be easy, but we look forward to the 18 and 2,000 even more.
Yeah, he's still a maiden, believe it or not. Hasn't won a race yet. What do you
geez,
think of that, Shane? A maiden? I think it's just a little bit overplayed, or is it a concern the fact he's never got his head in front?
No, his form in Australia was okay. I think he ran second in the Spring Championship Stakes, which is a Group 1 race. And I think he ran also in the Rosehill Guineas. He ran third with Ryan Moore. So his form's okay. He's come here, his first run was very, very good, as you've said. His 2 trials have been said. And whatever he does this week, he will improve on. And going to 1,800 and 2,000, as Vincent has said, is going to help him. So I've got him in my numbers on the weekend, Clint.
Yep.
I think he'll run a really good race.
Yeah, I've got him second, or priced second elect there. The race fitness is the concern, Richo, and that's with Ruby Lot. We can have a look at Ruby Lot here. This is a key race, obviously.
Packing Hermod.
Packing Hermod out wide with top weight. This was a brilliant run. I've got him marked favourite. He had the best final 200 at the meeting. They rode him more patiently, and I think he improved as a consequence. Ruby Lot's flying. He's up to the mile now. Don't think that'll be an issue, but this is a good form race. This is a horse that I think could be a bit of value. I know it's all dirt form, it's talent's ambition, but his races have rated well. He's been in really difficult positions on the all-weather. I don't think he's just an all-weather horse. And if he can come up to his speed figures, I think he'll be a big price in Hong Kong on the tote on the day. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ran a real bottler. I don't think the market will be around him. I'm hoping it won't be, because at a longer price, I think he's a really interesting runner. But it's a good field.
Packing Hermod, if we put the G1 Goldmine lens over Packing Hermod, I mean, not only for a mile, but then maybe as we go for that road to the Hong Kong Derby.
And it is sales season as well. Just a quick reminder, so if you're going to the sales, Group 1 Goldmine's what you want to have a look at. We love to use this brilliant product to give us a bit of an insight into the, in this instance, the distance profile. And in the distance profile says that, being a Rubik might be a little bit of a question mark, but there is some stamina there. And I think up to a mile's not an issue. Beyond that, could be a different manner, but we'll have to wait and see how that works out down the track. But I think with race fitness, Richo, Packing Hermod is the one to beat. I think,
You've got it on top?
I've got it on top. I think Vincent's horse has got a fantastic chance, but it's just the fact that he's not race fit compared to some of the others. Ruby Lot and Fast Network, who could run a race from gate one with Sumi on board.
Shane, how do you see it?
Pretty much similar. I've got the toppy Packing Herman on top from Cap Ferrat, and I'm going to go Meckley. I think it could run a race. He's coming back to 1600. There's a lot of pace in this race. There's 3 or 4 leaders. They're not going to go slow here. They're going to go along. And I can see a couple coming from back. And he's fit. He's got the blinkers on. He'll get his chance to keep coming. And you know he's going to run it right out because he ran 2,000 metres out last start. So I think he could surprise a few people here and go better.
I think Johannes Brahms might be a roughie in that race. Just held up in that straight. Just not a lot of galloping room, so I can see him improve.
He needs a bit of luck from the gate this weekend. But
awkward gate, isn't it? Vincent, let's have a look at your rides for Friday, of course, for celebrating the Chinese New Year. Having a look at that list, who jumps off the page for you?
Cap Ferrat for sure is one of it, and well, King Miles doing well, but the draw isn't perfect, so let's see. But he back to 12. We felt it's the right decision to go back to 12 because 14 and 16 he always only gave us a really short dash, and so we decided to take him back to 12. And last run was really good, so. Hopefully he can produce that again, and hopefully we get a good run from that barrier.
How did you think Davis 12 would go?
Yeah, also really good. Last run, we didn't see too many pace on paper, so we decided to go forward. We'll see how the race pan out. He is quite a flexible horse, and he still give us a really strong finish, maintain it really well. So. Hopefully he can do it again.
Vincent, I think your best ride's race 1. Almighty Kick. He drops to class 5 from class 4. You were riding him, but not last start. All of his runs have been good. He gets back. He's got gate 14, so that doesn't matter. He's going to run on. He's going to be there somewhere. Whether he's too much start, what do you think of him?
Yeah, I think so. He's still young, and he's actually quite small. And with the heavy weight, it's not easy, but I think, he will definitely run a good race because, from class 4, he still show us quite a lot of confidence. So coming to class 5, definitely got a benefits from it.
Hey, Vincent, we won't keep you any longer. I know you've got your family to get to, so I'm going to teach Richo how to say Happy New Year in Chinese. Gung hei fat choi.
Gung hei fat choi.
There you go. He nailed it.
How did that sound?
Amazing. You did well.
Hey, Vincent, I know you're about to go to a family function. You said at the start of the show that you're not married yet. Would you like to announce something on the Triple Trio?
No, not yet.
Hey, very smart decision, young man.
I'll take my time. I need to collect more red pocket first.
I won't even ask who's still in the car with you. So, Vincent, good luck.
Well,
mate.
Someone's next to me and listening.
Yeah, I know. I thought that might be the case. Mate, enjoy your day, and thanks so much as always for taking our call.
Good luck.
Thank you, guys. Thanks very much.
Fantastic. There is the one and only Vincent Ho, who is officially a friend of the program.
He's officially single too, about to say, or not married, sorry.
That's
but
right.
You've really thrown him under the bus there.
I thought he might have broke the news on the Triple Trio. We're going to see him off air.
I'll tell you what I always use. When I get introduced and I'm with someone, I go, this is kind of my girlfriend.
I don't suggest...
That's where Vincent is.
Hey, guess what? I don't suggest Vincent takes any sort of advice in that area of his life from you, the golden boy. Hey, HUTCHI'S Form Files next. Future your winners here, Hutch. Who was the top-rated performance?
I think the meeting in general will throw out to quite a few good performances. I love the win of Sunlight Power, who did rate the best performance at the meeting. He went a lot straighter, Shane, for Zach this day. He travelled on the fence and he can hang in, but he didn't seem to do any of that for Zach.
Yeah, no, he raced perfectly. He looked the winner before the race, but Zach gave him a perfect ride and he was too good. Yeah. It just set up well for him, that race, from the gate and everything.
Yeah, prohibitive odds, $1.45 they're back in.
Crunch,
incredible, and it was a lot of late money for him too. But he's brought up a very similar mark to his peak for me, and this was over a mile too. I don't think his winning's done with just yet, but he's certainly going well.
Who is sweet in defeat?
Yeah, another meeting, like I said, that you could probably follow a few horses from. I've got a couple of races in particular. A debutant. This one was called South Star, who got back, reeled off some excellent sectionals. Race wasn't really run to suit, but I thought his performance was very good indeed. Crimson Flash, who had only had one run in Australia and was a runner-up down the straight. I don't think he's just a 1,000-metre horse. He won his maiden at Wyong, and he looks a nice horse going forward. Then we go to Lifeline Express, no luck whatsoever. I think he nearly would have won the last race. So here he is here. Shane, I'll get your thoughts. I mean, the eventual winner, of course, is behind him in the run and manages to get a nice run. That's the boombox that we were speaking of. He about to come to the outside, but have a look at Karras here as he takes an inside path. He had Zach to his outside, Shadow Nerf. I think he's travelling every bit as well as Zach, who was just holding his line there. Makes Teton go back inside, and this is where Karras just runs into all sorts of trouble.
Well, he may have won, Clint. We don't know. He had no room to go. He looked pretty good. He's going to win soon, this horse. He's racing too well. It's debatable, how do you know? But I'm not saying he wouldn't have won, because he could have. But he's going to win a race soon, Clint, that horse. He just needs a bit of luck.
He got out late. He kept on well. I don't know if he would have won. Maybe Boombox would have been too good anyway, but he would have been right in the finish. I think he was going as well as certainly the runner-up was. And we actually compared him and the winner leading into that with similar ratings.
Yeah.
So I think Lifeline Express is one that's just knocking on the door.
I will give you this. That's one of the best nights I've seen.
We'll
give you that.
It was a good night.
It was a good night.
And excellence value in the same race. Sectional Star, well back in the field. Interesting runner. Was well exposed in Australia, but came out there and hit the line strongly. So we've got 4 in total, Richo.
Yeah, so 21.74, the last 411.13. A Sectional Star is excellence value. Time for the Golden Boy to take centre stage. Well, the Golden Boy, Raymond Shane Dye's got his eye on the jockey rides. Who caught your eye?
Well, Zach, he's riding very well. This isn't about this ride. It's about general. This is Young Elite. Now, if this was last year, I'm going to split the years up, last year to this year. You watch him here. He comes out. He doesn't push the horse. He grabs hold of him and he loses 2 lengths to get in. If this was last year, Zach would have dug that horse out up there running 3rd or 4th, and it would have been pulling up there. He's riding differently this year, and I'm going to take you through a couple of races and stats with him. And this is why he's riding so well. He just gives it a beautiful ride. He's come back off the pace, and he didn't only do it with this horse, Clint. He did it with Gorgeous Wind too, and you would have noticed that, how far he got back and ran on and won.
Yeah, definitely. And this horse had the blinkers applied for the first time too, so it was an interesting move. He obviously, Shane, didn't want to dig him early with those blinkers on just to keep the horse settled, and he was tractable for him.
But correct, But would he have done that last year? Definitely not, as far as I'm concerned. He would have dug it. Right now he comes out here, he doesn't let him, he's just done everything perfectly. And he comes out here, he holds on to him until about the 250 to 300, and then he says, let's go, and he wins. And he's just a different jockey this year to what he was last year. I was critical of him last year because he was one-dimensional. This year, he's not. He's just perfect. And I think in Sachs' time, he's had a lot of achievements. One is he knocked White off, which is unbelievable. He knocked Moreira off, which is unbelievable. He rode the most winners in a season in Hong Kong, I think about 170. I could be wrong. And he broke White's record for the most wins, right? Which is all unbelievable. His biggest achievement is changing from last year to this year, because he was on a downward spiral, and at present he's going back up very, very fast. And stats prove it. Like, have a look here. So when you ride aggressive, you will ride more seconds because horses always stop, right? And so you get beat, which Zach was getting. When you ride quieter like he is now, you will ride less seconds, right? But you'll ride more winners. And it's just a fact. Now, the other thing is you will also cost yourself races by riding the way Zach is through being unlucky, which he has in the last 2 weeks. But over the course of the year, that will end up riding the way he is now, I would say about 25% to 30% more winners than he did last year. Yeah. And that's just a fact.
Which will
that works out.
Yeah, I mean, his overall numbers were down a bit last year. By his own admission, just to balance things up a little bit, Zach did say he'd had an arduous previous season. I think physically it took him a while to get back into a rhythm. But there's no question that what Shane's saying spot on. I mean, he is riding as well as ever, Zach, if not the best he's ever ridden, which is remarkable for someone at this stage of his career, that he's, back up to as good as he's ever performed in the past. And, yeah, long may it continue, because we like to back it when they're riding well.
Well, as I said in week 2 on the show, I think he can break the record here. I spotted it straight away within 1 week how he was different riding. His rhythm on a horse, the way he was positioning in September, the first 2 weeks, to what he was doing last year. And I said then, if you go back and watch replays, he could break the record this year. And he's on track to break that record. He won't be far away. So he dropped off from 2 years ago last year, I think 31% it was in winners. He's going to get that back this year for sure.
You know what I find amazing about this whole discussion really is that even with these, elite athletes, that if you're just off your game a little bit physically, which obviously he was feeling the pinch a bit with a few things last season, and it might only be not that major, but 2 or 3% from where you normally are, it has a big impact. And you can understand why they go through these rigorous, regimes. But no, he's back better than ever.
And he would have been right at the top of the votes for you?
Oh well, he had 4 winners, of course. Yeah. And they rode them all well. Like, you only got to look at Gorgeous, Win, Sunlight Power, Magnifico and Young. I know the favourites, but he's just riding them where they've got to be. He's not taking them out of their comfort zone. He's putting them in their comfort zone, which is very important. Brendan Vella, a very good ride because he led on this, but when he got taken on into the back, he come back and sat second, which was a winning move. If he had kept going, he wouldn't have won. Perfect Team was a very good ride. He was 3 back the fence. I know he had gate 1, but he come out at the right time. Gluck Racer would come out at the right time also. Precision Gold, he dug this out of the gates, then he come back off the leader of Zach's in that class 5, and he gave it a good ride. They all did. So they all get a point, but Zach gets 3.
And Zach's off and away. So Purton Outmarket has Bowman ahead of Zenny at the moment, but Zach Purton looks like, I mean, you don't want to go the early crow, but he looks like going where no man's ever gone before.
You don't normally go the early crow.
I never go the early crow, but he looks like he could go back-to-back in an idol for racing's highest individual honour.
It is. It certainly is.
It is. All right, it's with great trepidation that I announce that we're going for stats behind the saddle.
Well, the idol might be the biggest individual honour, but this is rapidly making progress into the second biggest segment on the show, and it's Who Am I? Stats behind the saddle.
Yes.
Now, you didn't cover yourself in glory, to be perfectly honest.
I made a mess of myself.
Yeah.
But I'm back.
Okay.
I've spent the whole last 2 weeks studying Hong Kong racing. I'm ready.
There'll be no excuses then. Okay, now, who am I? This is some of the stats of current jockeys in Hong Kong, and feel free to answer at any stage.
Sure.
Since 2015-16, I have the best winning percentage riding horses with an SB of $5 or less, and it's at 30.4%.
Wow.
Okay, so since 2015-16, striking at 30.4%
I think I know.
horses. Do you want to go early?
No, I'm not going to go early. Keep going.
You go early. Go.
No, I want to see the next stats.
Okay, next question. Of current jockeys in Hong Kong since that year, I have the 3rd best winning strike rate riding Brown Lampers.
Yes.
Now, Brown Lampers, for those who don't know, horses that shorten the market, half their odds. So Brown Lampers, 27.8%, if you don't mind.
I'm going buzzer, Richo. The Poon train, Matthew Poon.
Incorrect. We will continue. You've really got to study harder. I've won on 19 of 54 favourites with a
just thought he was coming up next.
29% profit on turnover.
Keith Young.
Also incorrect, so you get another chance.
Oh, yes, I'm back.
You both get a chance. Now, be quick here because
Yes.
the last is a big clue, and it's my father once trained in Hong Kong.
Oh, look.
Luke Ferraris.
Dead heat. Well done, boys. But yes, how about some of those great stats for Lukey?
Well
You've
done.
been, singing his praises.
Do you know what stopped me? I would have said Luke. I knew it was Luke. but
shut
when
up.
said-
You did not.
No, but you said 2015.
I said
And I'm
since
thinking-
2015.
Since.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but he's only been there for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, well, we can't make it too easy. And thanks to all these
I'm
stats as
thinking,
well,
I've got to go back further. 'Cause I was going to say, Luke.
I can't make it too easy
Mate, I
for
beat you.
I can't make it too easy for you guys. And once again,
I knew Luke's got a really good record.
Yeah, and
Hey, it's unbelievable.
thank you very much to all those stats from Sahil at Race Quant as well. He helps us out with
Hey.
a lot of the stuff. And we've got a lot of interesting
Hey,
stuff.
Sahil, a little something out wide for you if you start to give me the heads up.
He wasn't riding in 2015.
Would
Just
you be
these
quiet?
are all the stats since that year, but that's an incredible record for a young rider.
Yes.
For Luke, he is going really well. I know he's had a lot of success this season on the back of teaming up with Mark Newnham, who's had a good year, but he's delivering and he's only very young, so the best is ahead. And you guys are pathetic.
I
You've
got
got to
sucked-
really lift your game.
I got sucked into
Hey,
the run
Clint,
sheet.
you know-
Mute his mic for a sec. I got sucked into the run sheet because I looked ahead and I knew that I was going to have to say this. It gives us great pleasure to introduce Nicole Purton with Matthew Poon.
Matthew Poon was a star apprentice and is now having a major impact on Hong Kong racing as a senior rider. Entering the Chinese New Year of the Snake, it's great to be able to catch up with Matthew and discuss his growth as a jockey. Matthew, how happy are you with the start of your season?
I think this beginning of the season was amazing. I got quite a lot of support with different trainers. And I'm surprised I get that many winners in the first few months. So yeah, really happy.
Harmony and home took him ages to win his last start. He's now gone back to back.
What have you been doing differently that's leading to all these positive results?
Last season I'm going I won't say very bad, but it's my worst season. It really make me think about why. I just try to change this situation. So I just try to start early. Try to ask the trainer, please give me some horses to ride in the morning. Last season, people try to encourage me and really help me stay positive. Because Hong Kong, if you give up, you will just drop very quick. So I don't want to be this situation, so I try to do this as soon as possible. So lucky at the beginning of the season, I can get first meeting I can get 2 winners. It helped build the momentum.
Chug. Train, getting everything out of him.
And I know you've mentioned in the press that you have been doing regular visits to Chong Fa. Do you think that has helped you improve your results?
I do think so. If you have a look at my winning horses, I think more than half horses I trial in Chong Fa.
You spent a lot of time riding in South Australia. What was that like?
I think in South Australia, there's a quiet city, no pressure, people so relaxed, laid back, but they work hard. And I just feel like I can take my time to learn my beginning of the career, so it's a really good training for me.
Irish Mint's lifting for Poon. Irish Mint in front. Irish Mint. The Poon got it home. Well, this is an achievement, isn't it? Matthew Poon, 4 winners, 4 races down. Matt Poon's ridden the card.
While you were in Australia, you were given the nickname the Poon Train. Toot toot. How did you find the racing fans in Australia as opposed to the fans in Hong Kong?
Now I'm starting to like the nickname
Yeah.
because people will easier to remember me.
Yes. So maybe next time you win a race, your salute could be the toot toot
Wow, I
when you go
try.
across the line.
That's a good idea.
You heard
okay.
it here first.
Sandhill Warrior in front though. He's doing it well for Poon. Toot toot. Sandhill Warrior goes on to score.
Like all sportsmen, you yourself have had a few injuries over your time. What's that been like to deal with and manage?
I gotta stay positive. I gotta stay positive and stay hungry. I think the most important thing is just the mindset.
We're entering the year of the snake. What does Chinese New Year mean for you and your family?
It's a great time to gather with my whole family. It's really good feeling to get family more close.
Yes. So what zodiac sign are you?
Rooster.
Roosters can anticipate a rewarding year in 2025. That sounds pretty good. Your hard work and perseverance will pay off, so keep going to Chongfa. Leading to career advancement, and financial gains.
Whoa.
Oh, this sounds really good for you.
Yeah, I think coming year I will be even better, right?
I think so. The roosters are going to be crowing in the year of the snake.
I can't wait. And
Oh, that is fantastic. So, what a personality he is, affectionately known as the Poon Train.
The Poon Train. We love to hear from him, and he's had an unbelievable season. I'm sure he'll feature in the Who Am I at some point through the coming weeks on this show. But on that note, do you know what horoscope are you, or what animal?
No,
are you in the Chinese horoscope?
No,
You're not sure.
I don't know. I need to do some more research, more homework for me. I
When
know
were
we've
you
got the
born?
horse.
I'm an ox.
You're an ox
I'm
and
an
he's a
ox.
horse.
Yeah.
When were you born, Richo?
What's that?
He does. He won't declare that on public.
I'll tell you what you are.
1984. Like he's looking up while he looks up.
Might want to take away 12 from that.
Let's head to global racing. Global racing, quick update. We know he's a horse, we know he's an ox, I'm a rooster. And that shouldn't surprise anyone. Doesn't surprise a romantic warrior who is an absolute rooster, isn't he? What a superstar this horse is, winning the Jebel Hada. So commiserations to the owners of the horse that's leading, who starts to falter. But that doesn't take anything away from how brilliant this horse was.
Yeah, absolutely. Marred by that most unfortunate and tragic incident. But let's concentrate on Romantic Warrior, who was sublime. It was great to see him go and do his thing. Shane and J-Mac rode 3 on the card, if you don't mind. World's best jockey last year. He's arrived into Dubai, said, this is also my house.
Yep.
And obviously Romantic Warrior did the same.
He's flying the source. I just hope he goes on the dirt next start.
Oh, really?
It'd be wonderful if he went on the dirt.
It's interesting. So will he handle the dirt to the level of winning, a big Group 1? That's the big query, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's just that you never know, do you? But I think what the style he's got, it gives him a big chance. He can race on speed. And most of those good ones, that have transferred it, can land on pace, stay at a kickback. I think, we know what a champion he is, and a very daring move. And Shane, I know we've said it many times, but what about Danny Shum? A great effort once again. And him and his team, they've just done an unbelievable job with this horse.
Oh, well, going to Australia was such a big job. It's not easy doing what he did, and he had things against him before he went. And he just seems to get him right on the day. And only have a look at him the other day in the Hong Kong International 2000. He was awesome. I will say this about the dirt. He does trial well on it in Hong Kong, but it's a different type of dirt. But horse's control on it, and then race day it's different. I think he will, but you never know, Clint.
Group 1 racing in New Zealand, part of the World Pool, as well as the Karaka 2 and 3-year-old millions races here. But the World Pool, the Group 1, which was the Railway at Ellerslie and Crocetta winning. This kid, Warren Kennedy's going really well as well.
Yep, South African rider, of course, now calls NZ home. And yeah, look, I think that it was a great day's racing. It was a good spot to be on the track there that day. And what a track Ellerslie is. I've been there before, but I didn't realise I was in a different vantage point this year, Shane, and it's a magnificent track. And I didn't realise how steep that rise was past the post going up there. No wonder some of those distance races are tough, but yeah, it was a beautiful spectacle.
Over in South Africa, we had Group 1 racing as well, the famous Cape Town Met, and here is 8 on 18 winning here at Kenilworth, over 2,000.
Yeah, big day at South Africa, and Richard Fury, of course, who was based in Hong Kong for a period of time as well, so he was successful here, and yeah, it was certainly a pretty close finish there, but nice ride from Richard.
Shane, I've got to ask you about, did you see the vision over in South Africa of two jockeys who are a little annoyed at each other?
This is quite incredible. Down the outside, the two horses on the outside, the one in the green hits the other jock accidentally, which you do, can happen. And so the other one, and he rode in Hong Kong too.
Gavin Lorena, I reckon Gavin Lorena won the IJC one year.
Wow, I tell you what, he's had a fair old swipe.
That is unbelievable. So this is what Gavin said after it. What took place is entirely inconsistent with my character. I deeply regret the incident. Serious apologies to the owners and trainers of the horse, my sponsors, the racing fans and the relevant race day authorities affected. What about Matthew Poon? Tell us about Matthew Poon, who's got a little suspension.
Matthew lent a crossing at him here too. This is Derek Leong and him. No doubt Derek must have hit him accidentally, and Matthew just leant out and retaliated. It wasn't bad. It was hardly anything, and he got suspended. You can't do it, but it wasn't much.
Yeah, 2 meetings he's got for that. Whirlpool coming up. These are some of the meetings that Whirlpool will be covering, and it's absolutely fantastic for everyone in that jurisdiction. Futurity Stakes Day in Australia at Caulfield, the last 5 races. Saudi Cup Day. Love to go there. Race 3 to 9, richest race in the world, if you don't mind. Hong Kong Gold Cup, of course, Queen's Silver Jubilee.
That's all coming up in February.
That's to be confirmed, but that's just coming up in the next few weeks, and that's in Hong Kong as well. So much to look forward to. Social Stable, best bets on the other side. Social Stable, big news, Zach Purton coming to Australia to ride in a Group 1. That is huge. He'll ride Isthmus in the Lightning Stakes. So always good to see Zach in town.
Yeah, that it is. And for a stable that normally, well, when they've booked him, I remember Artorias, of course, back in the day, so they know when to get hold of Zach for the right horse.
And I think the owner might have gone, well, you guys have been arguing about jump outs and all that. We asked you to use to come and do a jump out. You didn't do that, so we'll go and get Zach Purton. That's interesting as well.
Yep, absolutely. He's in red hot form.
Yeah, lots to talk about. I've got something about BBL. I've just finished some cricket.
Yes,
Bloody
now listen,
awesome,
I wanted to say congratulations.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Mate, you've been in outstanding form, and all your colleagues on 7 as well. And this is big news.
It is massive.
Big news. And congratulations, the ratings have been through the roof.
No, it started with the very first game where they had 50,000 people. Not only the crowds, but also the TV ratings have been absolutely magnificent. So well done to everyone involved there.
Thanks well done to you. Well
Thanks
done
for that
to
little
you.
mention.
Enjoyed it.
I only watch it because of you.
Now I know you're lying. Best bets, you better be truthful for them. Best bets Friday, Chinese New Year.
Yeah, let's hope the new year can bring home some winners. Okay, so better bets on the card. Well, I am going to start with Young Champion. I think he'll be hard to beat. Got the 3 Quinellas to take in that race with 2, 3 and 11. He'll be pretty short. I've got him, like I said, around $3 at the moment. May bring him in a touch, but he'll be hard to beat. Blinkers on. Silvery Breeze, another ride for Zach. This is a horse that was formerly actually with the Freedman camp, I think, back in Victoria. Certainly he's from Victoria and he's run very well. I think he's another Derby aspirant, and I think he can win and put himself down, Shane, as one of the leading players going towards the Hong Kong Derby this year.
Oh, okay.
He's definitely got a chance. He's not the worst.
Okay, who have you got as your best bet?
Well, this is a little bit tricky. I'm going to go something for value like I always do. Race 7, Car Young Redinson. This should have probably nearly won the other day. He had a very easy run. Now he's trialled since then, and he's trialled unbelievable. He's got gate 1. He's going to get a good run, but he's going to be a good price. He's going to be overs because there's a first starter in there called Ching Glory. Zach Purton's on it. It's trialled sensational. In Australia, its trials were sensational. So you're going to get the right horse, the other horse. The
Love
right
it.
price, the other horse.
Race 7, number 7,
Good
you've
chance.
been outstanding, Golden Boy. Let's do it all again. Hutch Buster, good tipping.
Thank you. All I need is a little whip to keep you in line.
Okay, keep me in line.
Yes.
Happy Chinese New Year to everyone.
Gong Hei Fat Choi.